Dolly Rebecca. Parton's story begins in the rugged beauty of the Smoky Mountains, where she was born on January 19th, 1946, in a tiny one-room cabin in Locust Ridge, Tennessee. Poverty was the air she breathed, shaping every aspect of her childhood. Her father, Robert Lee Parton, labored in the tobacco fields, his hands raw and calloused, yet never earning enough to feed his family comfortably. Her mother, Avie Lee, provided love and music, singing to soothe hunger and hardship. With 12 children crowded into a single cabin without electricity or running water, life was harsh and unforgiving. Winters were icy, and quilts made from flour sacks barely kept out the cold. Yet from this environment of scarcity and struggle, a spark ignited in Dolly, a resilience born from necessity, a drive to rise above her circumstances, and a voice that would one day echo around the world. Childhood of hunger and humiliation. Dolly's early life was marked not just by material poverty, but by the emotional sting of humiliation. At school, she was acutely aware of her family's struggles, wearing patched clothes and shoes with holes, making her a target for cruel peers. Children would whisper and laugh, calling her names like trash, reinforcing the painful belief that she didn't belong. The isolation and exclusion left deep emotional scars, teaching her lessons about resilience and self-reliance at a very young age. Despite the harshness of daily life, music became her refuge and sanctuary. Her mother's lullabies and her grandfather's gospel hymns introduced her to a world where expression and story could exist beyond scarcity. In these moments, young Dolly learned to channel pain into creativity, forming the foundation of a voice that could one day captivate millions. A young songwriter emerges from the age of 7. Dolly displayed an extraordinary gift for songwriting, writing lyrics on scraps of paper with broken pencils. By 10, she was performing on local radio stations in Knoxville, revealing a maturity and emotional depth that belied her age. Music was more than art. It was survival. Every note, every song was a declaration of hope, a way to transcend her circumstances. By 13, Dolly performed at the Grand Ole Opry, standing on a legendary stage in a homemade dress, trembling, but I'm deterred. Yet, despite applause and recognition, poverty remained a constant companion at home. She witnessed her parents' quiet struggles, which reinforced her determination to escape the cycle of deprivation. These formative experiences instilled in her a work ethic and drive unmatched by most adults, planting the seeds of a tenacity that would define her career and character. Leaving home for Nashville. At 18, Dolly made a life-altering decision. She left the only home she had ever known, boarding a Greyhound bus to Nashville with just $20, a guitar, and unwavering belief in her talent. Her departure was an act of courage, fueled by necessity and ambition. Leaving behind family and the familiar mountains, she entered a world of uncertainty, where dreams were abundant, but success was scarce. She quickly learned that talent alone could not protect her from the harsh realities of the music industry. Her first apartment was cramped, roach-infested, and barely livable. She subsisted on meager meals and faced loneliness that echoed the isolation of her childhood. Yet, despite hunger, rejection, and despair, Dolly refused to abandon her dream. Every challenge became a test of perseverance, sharpening her resolve and commitment to a life defined by her own choices. Facing industry rejection. Nashville, in the 1960s, was unforgiving. Executives mocked Dolly's voice, accent, and appearance, dismissing her as too country for country music. Even when allowed to perform, she often faced criticism for being too simple, too high-pitched, or too different. Each rejection echoed the shame and invisibility she had experienced in her youth, but Dolly's response was relentless determination. She took any opportunity available, singing demos, waitressing, performing odd gigs, and writing songs tirelessly. Her perseverance, combined with raw talent, eventually caught the attention of Monument Records. While the contract was far from ideal, low-paying, and creatively restrictive, it was a foothold in an industry that had otherwise shut its doors on her. For the first time, her name was recognized, and she began the journey from hopeful outsider to rising star. The Porter Wagoner year. In 1967, Dolly's career gained momentum when country music star Porter Wagoner invited her to join the Porter Wagoner Show as a co-host. This was her first national platform, offering exposure, a paycheck, and validation of her talent. Yet the arrangement was double-edged. While Porter gave her the opportunity, he also controlled her career with an iron grip. He dictated what she sang, how she dressed, and how she presented herself, leaving Dolly feeling trapped. Behind the smiles and duets, a struggle for creative freedom was brewing. Every moment of visibility came with compromise, and every decision was weighed against her dependence on him. The experience taught Dolly crucial lessons about power dynamics, control, and the importance of owning her own voice, shaping the fierce independence she would later demand in both her art and her business ventures. Reclaiming her voice. Dolly's defining moment came in 1974 when she wrote and performed "I Will Always Love You" as a farewell to Porter Wagoner, symbolizing both gratitude and liberation. Leaving Wagoner required negotiation, sacrifice, and courage, but it marked the beginning of a career fully under her control. The song became "En Sacra O Iens Sons Kraus," instant classic, topping the country charts and signaling to the world that Dolly Parton was a force to be reckoned with. By reclaiming her creative freedom, she demonstrated resilience and self-determination, showing that success was not only about talent, but also about courage, strategic thinking, and the willingness to endure hardship for long-term autonomy. This period cemented her transition from protege to independent artist. Rising to stardom free from creative constraints, Dolly unleashed a series of iconic hits, including Jolene, Here You Come Again, and 9 to 5, establishing herself as both a country and pop music powerhouse. Her songs deeply because they were authentic, grounded in her experiences and emotions. 9 to 5 became more than a chart-topping hit. It was an anthem for working-class America, a cultural touchstone that amplified influence beyond music. As her fame grew, Dolly's presence expanded into television and film, showcasing her versatility and determination to break barriers. Yet, her success demanded sacrifice. Endless touring, recording, and promotion pushed her physically and emotionally, challenging her health, privacy, and mental well-being. Dolly's achievements were never accidental. They were the result of relentless dedication, perseverance, and an unwavering belief in her own worth. Overcoming the shadows of the past. Despite fame and fortune, Dolly Parton's early experiences of poverty, rejection, and exploitation left indelible marks. Her childhood and early career battles shaped her empathy, resilience, and drive, influencing the authenticity she brought to her work. She never forgot the struggles that molded her, using them as a compass to guide her actions and decisions. This connection to her past allowed her to create art that resonated universally, from the hardships of Appalachia to the triumphs of global stardom. Dolly's journey was not simply about success, it was about transcending adversity, reclaiming agency, and ensuring that her voice, creativity, and vision could never again be constrained by the circumstances or people who once sought to define her. Legacy of a legend. Today, Dolly Parton stands as an icon whose influence spans music, business, philanthropy, and culture. She turned adversity into artistry, poverty into perspective, and rejection into a platform for resilience. From a one-room cabin in the Smoky Mountains to stages, screens, and boardrooms worldwide, her story embodies the power of perseverance, self-belief, and unwavering integrity. Dolly's legacy is defined not only by hits and wealth, but by the humanity she brings to her work, the generosity she shares, and the inspiration she provides to anyone who dares to dream despite overwhelming odds. Her life is proof that hardship can forge strength, and talent combined with courage can shape an enduring, transformative legacy.